Before I was born, my father served in the United States military during World War II. When he returned from the war, he was so excited to be reunited with my mother. To make up for lost time, they did what a lot of couples were doing during that time. They got married and started a family. This resulted in me and the baby boom of 1957. Now, young couples who were trying to find a house back then for their new families had a difficult time because the city was way too crowded for them and too expensive. That's when suburbia began, where families could move into affordable houses. It was a great, safe place to grow up. My best friends lived right on my street, and I remember we could go to each other's houses whenever we want because it was so safe. Also, when I was a little girl, cars were the next big thing. We had a little green buggy. The interstate highway system made it easy to get around, and sometimes my dad would even take me into the city. I'm originally from California, right outside of San Francisco. It was always so nice and warm there, and the economy was great and prospering. It was a Sunbelt city, so everyone wanted to go there and prosper in the sun. However, the economy began to prosper everywhere pretty much in America. Factory jobs were turning into service sector jobs or white-collar jobs. Even my mother ended up getting a job towards the 60s, which was a great big step for women back then. Franchise was also becoming big, and my father was the creator of McDonald's, one of the biggest franchises in America. With growth in economy came growth with education. The government was able to fund education, which led to lots of opportunities for me and my friends, especially me as a woman. Also, the booming economy led to consumerism. So there was a huge increase of incomes for family and my family. And as a little girl at that time, for me, this meant toys, but my parents invested in other things, such as the newest gadgets like a TV. Growing up in the house, my mother spent a lot of her time taking care of the home and nurturing my siblings and I. That was her role in society back then. We were also raised on Roman Catholic practices, very, very religious. I remember I only missed church once as a little girl. I think it was because I had chicken pox or something, but other than that, we always went to church. Even churches were just popping out of nowhere. I remember every day when I would come home from school, I would watch Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. It was wonderful. Pretty soon, every family who could afford it had a TV. But as I got older, music was my form of entertainment. Rock and roll was a new generation, and I was a part of its glory. My parents believed the music was sinful because they were very religious. But there was no stopping my love for the king, Elvis Presley. With good times comes bad times, and poverty was negative about the 50s. All the success and gadgets hid the poverty of America, so the poor were shown great injustice. I remember growing up and everyone was shown injustice unless you were middle class and white, and that just seemed so incredibly wrong to me. Some fun facts about the 50s. Playboy was created, and Saturday night was considered date night. All the teenagers would go to the drive-ins as a cliche date. So yeah, the 50s was great, and I loved growing up there. The end.